I've certainly experienced some really particular silly questions. So yeah,
that wasn't one of the worst.
No, it's not nowhere near one. Someone, I'm not gonna name drop, but
you can name.
You can name drop.
No. Someone actually asked me on the team, "Do we speak English in Australia?"
That sounds about right. Yeah.
And
I want to
just
guess who
looked
it
at it.
is,
I'm like,
but I probably don't know.
What do I speak to you? So that was a bit amusing, but yeah, it's hard to trump that sort of question. So don't worry.
Welcome everybody to Hawks on Hawks. I'm here with my host, Monika Czinano.
Hello, everybody.
All American right here. Definitely this one, not me. And we're sitting here. We got some special guests today from the football team. Really appreciate you guys coming on. Arland, Tory Taylor, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. We got a lot of stuff. Monika, you already kind of said like you have some random questions.
Yeah, nothing football related. Absolutely not.
That's got me a little
it doesn't
nervous.
need to be.
No.
We'll talk about whatever.
Not at all.
Yeah, we'll talk about whatever. But thank you guys so much for coming on. I wanna hear like what you have to say first.
Okay.
Like,
Here's my first question, and like let me know if I'm wrong. But every time I hear about Australia, it's like alongside a picture of a massive spider or like literally a bug that looks like it's out of hell. Are these real or fake? And yeah, please elaborate.
I had a feeling that was going to be a question tonight. But to answer your question, probably not. I mean, I haven't really seen many spiders in my lifetime, but when I do, yeah, they're pretty big. There's actually a spider in the northern parts of Australia, like a few hours plane ride from me, but they're called bird-eating spiders.
Oh
what?
God.
Yeah, and they're probably it's probably the size of your hand, maybe a little bigger. Yeah, if you search them up, a bird-eating spider.
Yo, where you see those?
Dude,
at?
I'd go.
I've never seen one. I actually didn't know what they were until I got here and someone told me about them.
I would go into cardiac arrest.
I'm never going to Australia.
Yeah,
They're big as nah. See, I hate spiders.
like
too.
massive. But there's like huntsman spiders but the bigger the spider, the less you have to worry about. As silly as that sounds, it's the little ones, like the little redbacks that you'll see in the garden. If they get you got to be pretty careful.
See, we don't have those, do we? Black widow.
I hope not.
Dude, I just like if I ever saw a bird-eating spider, I'd actually go into cardiac arrest on the spot.
Yeah, like I said, never seen one in person, nor do I really want to. But yeah, didn't know what they were until I got here. But yeah, they are a thing.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for elaborating on that. I'm sorry I've been discriminating against Australia for so long.
It's a good start.
Yeah, I had no idea. But
what's that flight like? Like when you go home, like how do you plan to go home? Because what do you guys? You don't get off for very much at all. Like neither do we. So like, how do you plan to go home? You have to plan like an extra 2 days just to fly, right?
Yeah. So going back there, it's about. Well, I fly from here to Chicago to San Francisco to Sydney, Sydney to Melbourne. So it's about 26 to 29 hours, it really depending on how long your stopovers are.
Your first class?
No, I wish.
Because you're a big dude too. Like it's not like you're like, you know, you can fit there. Like.
I've flown enough now that I've kind of accumulated points that I can use the points to pay for a bit of extra leg room.
Nice.
But that's about it. Yeah, so coming back. But when I went back in May this year and last year, I had a row to myself so I could kind of stretch out across 4 seats. And but coming back to America in June, yeah, I was just in the one little seat, kind of like this. But yeah, I had extra leg room. But it's a long way. When you're sitting on the plane for that long, it just kind of becomes a little bit claustrophobic, to be honest. You're sweating. Yeah, it's just not a place you want to be. You're hungry, and you guys know what it's like plane food's not the best.
Terrible. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's a long way. So a lot of people say, oh, I really want to go to Australia. I'm like, yeah, just have a look how far it is.
Yeah.
And you got to see the crazy spiders when you get there as well.
Yeah. I don't think I'm ever going to Australia. Like this is just my cross.
I'm kind of listing all the negatives at the moment.
Yeah, can you please give us one good thing about Australia?
Everybody who goes there loves it that I know.
Well, Coach Woods came out.
Yeah.
He came out for, he got there on a Tuesday afternoon and left on a Friday morning. So he was really only there for 2.5, 3 days. But the weather's great all year round. The winters are like 55 at worst. Maybe. It might
pretty
be
similar to
so
you.
that is
nice. It might be like 35, 40 early in the morning. Like it's the middle of winter now and it's about 55.
Oh, I forgot about that. You guys are flipped.
Yeah.
Was that weird adjusting to when you got here?
No, it was nice when I got here because I got here in the summer. I was leaving winter. I got here in the summer. I'm like, they told me the weather was going to be terrible in Iowa. I'm like, damn, this is nice. It's kind of like 85 or whatever. Well, at the time, I didn't really know the weather or the temperatures because we use Celsius back home. So that was a bit confusing at the start. I'm like 80. I'm like, damn, that's hot, but really it's not too bad. But yeah, once kind of December rolled around, well, we actually played against Minnesota. Was it middle of November? And I remember getting off the plane there, and I think it was minus 6 degrees Celsius, so whatever that is in Fahrenheit, I'm not too sure. I remember just looking at on my phone. I was like, we're actually going to play in this. I was like, this has to be illegal somehow. But yeah, there you go. So it's cold here. It took a while to adjust, but I've been here for 2 winters now, so I'm kind of used to it.
You're a native.
Yeah.
A Midwest native. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm actually from Minnesota, so.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, you've experienced it.
I know. Trust me, I know. It's awful, actually.
Well, now that we got the Australian questions,
we do have another person here.
Yeah.
So we can't just be all about
Are we good on the Australia?
I think
stuff?
so. Let me just keep thinking, and
we can just let me know.
Okay.
Just let me know.
Just on that, I've certainly experienced some really particular silly questions. So yeah,
that wasn't one of the worst.
No, it's not nowhere near one. Someone, I'm not gonna name drop, but
you can name.
You can name drop.
No. Someone actually asked me on the team, "Do we speak English in Australia?"
That sounds about right. Yeah.
And
I want to guess who
looked
it
at
is,
I'm like,
but I probably don't know.
What do I speak to you? So that was a bit amusing, but yeah, it's hard to trump that sort of question. So don't worry.
I want to know who. Will you tell me after?
Off the air.
Yeah.
I don't even know this. I've asked you some pretty dumb questions.
He's in your room. He's in
Wait, I might know.
Like he's in there now.
It's probably
Yeah.
Or did he leave?
It's probably Nico.
No, it's not Nico. Although he asks some silly shit all the time.
Yeah, I don't even know who it would be.
Who's kind of like pretty dopey in the receiver?
There's a lot of guys like that in the receiver. To be honest, everybody. I've asked you some dumb stuff though. I've sent you some dumb TikToks before too.
Yeah, it's the TikToks. I get a lot of TikToks. It's like, is this what it's really like? Well, no, that's just a one-off. But yeah,
wow,
it is quite amusing at times.
Okay, well, Arland, onto some football stuff just real quick, and then we can get back to this other stuff. But what are we doing right now? What are the workouts like for you guys? How's that been to this point? You getting into camp soon?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks is camp. Okay, so that's soon enough. So that's coming soon. So what's the build up like for that? And then if you want to explain to people kind of like how camp goes, we can get into that a little bit too.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. So right now we're just lifting pretty heavy and conditioning. Like tomorrow we have a huge conditioning day.
Okay, hold on. I want to stop you. What is a huge conditioning day consist of? I'm just curious.
So basically we have a mini practice tomorrow. We call it skills and drills.
Okay, yeah.
So basically it's like indie and then 7-on-7.
Yep.
So after that, it's called game sim. So basically, you might be able to help me explain this more. But there's
It's just not fun.
Yeah, it's split up into skill, semi, which is like quarterbacks, linebackers, and then linemen. So you're each in different corners, and so tomorrow we have 3.5 quarters, which is how many reps is that?
So it would be 21. So a quarter is 3 55-yard sprints, 2 60-yard shuttles. So up 15, back 15, up 15, back 15, and then like a cut 85. So yeah, up 15, back 15, and then run 55. So that's 1 quarter.
You have 21.
So we got 3 quarters, but 3.5 tomorrow. So yeah, 21 reps.
So each one is a rep. Like it doesn't matter what you do. Each
How long does that take you?
Oh well,
probably timed, right? You gotta be timed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't make the time, then you have to redo it.
Yeah.
Oh my! You have to start from the beginning.
Yeah. And like if you don't make it too, like so we have this thing called Hawkeye Championship, and if you don't make it, you lose points for that too. So like we do a thing where like we do individual standings too and team. So if you don't make it, your team loses points, and you do it individually too. Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's I'm probably it's a little bit different for me because I'm kind of looking forward to camp because being a specialist, there's certainly a lot of pros to being just a punter. So we all do the same, like from a strength and conditioning point of view. But once kind of this next Wednesday, we finish them off for a week before camp starts. I'll just be punting the ball for 5 months. So I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Yeah.
No, not much heavy lifting, no running, which is nice. Although we do on a Sunday after a game, but it's nothing like what we're doing at the moment. So, yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it, to be honest. It's a little bit of a lighter load. I don't know. I'm not running or doing anything like that. Yeah. So I'll just be standing there and punting the ball to the little man next to me.
That's his favorite. But I'd say as far as camp, like I'm excited, but come the second, third week, man, it's not fun on your body at all. Like you'll see like 20 guys in the cold tub right after practice. It gets pretty intense.
So how much time are you guys like on like doing football stuff, and then because you get time off after it, don't you? Like at the end of the day, or is that not really true?
You got it.
I was gonna say I think the specialist meeting is at 7:05 a.m. in the morning, and you got meetings and then like a little like warm up we call primer, so you're priming yourself for practice, and then sometimes there might be a lift on a Monday, and I think Monday and Wednesday, at least 2 or 3 times a week during camp, but it's pretty light. Or moderate workouts, and then practice will go for a couple of hours. So you usually finish, it's probably 7 to about, would you say 12:30 or so? Yeah. And then you're off until you come back at 3:30, and then it's meetings until about 7:30.
I wouldn't say we get 3 hours off. I'd say it's more like probably 2:30.
Yeah,
like I know a lot of guys like have blow up mattresses, sleep in the locker room.
Yeah, so they give us like these. It's almost like a little. Not a
sleeping
boat,
bag almost.
Yeah, it's almost like a sleeping
weird
bag. It's one of those things that you kind of open up and you just run along and the air goes
Oh
in.
my god.
That's kind of people's little nap pods for the day.
Okay, so this might be dumb, but is this a thing for every football team, or is this just us? This is everybody?
Yeah, this is everybody. Some teams aren't. Like I was talking to one of my good friends last night. He was saying, I said, "Are you guys staying in the hotel for camp?" He's like, "No." So we go stay in a hotel as well. It's not like the day's over and you get to go back home and kind of chill out. It's you're off to the hotel, but by the time you get to the hotel, I literally just call my family back home, have a shower, and you're out pretty quickly.
When you guys are in camp, like I view you guys as you don't exist anymore. Like it's actually like kind of messed up. I'm like, won't see a football player for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's almost like prison almost. Like I feel like the hotels, it kind of makes it worse. Like if you could go home to your own bed, I feel that's significantly better.
Absolutely.
Like, but this year you get to go home, don't you, for one day? Because the seniors get to go home and sleep in their own bed. Oh, you're not a senior though.
I'm not a senior. I'm only a junior.
That's crazy.
I know I'm old, but
that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm still a junior.
Are you gonna stay like every year then, or how does that work, or is that like undecided?
Oh, yeah, I'm not really too sure. I'll kind of just reassess it at the end of the season and see what the go is from there. But I've still got 3 more years of eligibility.
Oh, wow.
I doubt I'll use
hopefully
all that.
the league next year. He doesn't want to say it, but
maybe
he can go to the league after this year.
Yeah,
because of the COVID year.
Yeah.
Is it the same with you guys? It's kind of giving
got
everyone an extra year.
Yeah.
Same with us. It's giving everyone an extra year. But I've still technically got 3 more years, but really only 2. But I'm 25 in a couple of months, so.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You could be 27 and still playing because you got 3 more years, right?
Yeah, correct.
What?
I know, it's wild.
The hell? Oh wow!
I met one of his friends. He's a punter at Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
What is he? 28.
Yep, 28.
2 more years of eligibility.
Yeah. Well, 3 really, because he's the same as me. Yeah, there's a lot of older guys over here. There's a guy that just graduated from USC, and he was, I think, 30.
Oh.
Yeah, he's married and
I don't understand how you're, like, I'm on my 5th year, about to turn 23, and, like, stuff is breaking down rapidly. Things are going downhill rapidly, so I guess you don't have to run, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's... I just love it, you know. Like I used to work back home in Australia, and I always just think like, although it's like hard being here and like hard being away from everyone, it's so much better than working.
Yeah.
Like, and that's one thing that people will probably realize. Like, if hopefully basketball works out for both of you, but eventually, like, you'll probably get to the point where you are working and you're like, yeah, I miss those days running around in cover.
Oh
yeah. Just running down.
No, definitely.
Down and back.
Oh yeah. For sure. Do you think, like, when you're done, will you stay here or will you go back?
I'm really not too sure, honestly. Yeah, people ask me that, and I feel like I'm kind of one of those guys just preaching something, but whatever, like, the pathway to success is, really.
That's what
whether that's here in America or Australia, I'm really not too sure.
That makes sense.
Yeah, just got to wait and see.
Yeah.
But I love playing football here, and hopefully that works out. But if it doesn't, I've learned a lot, and it's been a great opportunity. And if I end up moving back to Australia, that's great. If I end up staying here, then yeah, so be it.
Awesome.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you this then too. Sorry to cut you off.
No.
I know you were gonna say something, but like in the recruiting process, like obviously at Iowa more so probably than other places, punting is like very, very important. Like we play the field position game, like we're gonna run it, whatever, and then if we can pin them deep, like obviously that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
Coach Woods is one of the best at what he does.
Absolutely.
It's extremely important here. Like, did that factor into like your decision to come here at all? Like, did you know how important it is here and like how much we value it? Like they literally made, they made shirts for you.
Yeah.
Like, they made shirt. You have a shirt. Like,
it's funny you asked that because to answer your question, honestly, that was probably the deciding factor in the end to come here. Yeah. There was a lot of things that went into it. Like Coach Woods was a big part of it as well. Just kind of, he's a family man. Like, Coach Woods.
No, he's great. Yeah, he's the best.
Pretty well. Yeah, he's the man. And just knowing that I was going to come here and be surrounded by good people based on what he told me. And I didn't have offers from anywhere else, but I'd kind of spoken to other schools, and you never really get an offer until they really want to offer you. It's not like here where guys that get like 1,000 offers and they can pick and choose. That's just not the way it works. Yeah. For us guys back home. But I kind of, had not offers, but I guess opportunities somewhat to like go to other places and big time programs. But I kind of knew that Iowa was probably the place to be just because I was probably going to punt more. And I really wanted to come to the Big Ten just to be able to like prove you can play in the crappy weather. Yeah. And then, Coach Woods was, just a good man. It was really hard to say no. And I'm really grateful to be here.
Yeah, no, that's
awesome.
Interesting because I mean that's always something I wondered too. Is like for punters, like this has to be one of the places where it's like, I'm gonna either I suck or I'm great, but I'm gonna get a chance to show it. Like,
I love.
We're gonna punt the ball.
I love punting and I love being out there because that's what I'm here for. But I just want to win as much as I can.
Obviously, yeah. No,
probably
for sure.
out there a little too much, I guess, last year.
That's fact.
You want to be out there less.
Yeah.
But like,
absolutely.
There will be like times where other teams might go for it on like a 4th and 1 or something, something close on 4th down where depending on where you're on the field, like some teams might say, let's go. But Coach Ferentz would be like, nah, let's kick it. Yeah. Pin them, whatever. Let the defense work, flip the field, whatever the case may be.
No, we certainly value special teams a lot at Iowa. So, as you guys probably know.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Hey, Chris. What's up, Keegan? What you got in the bag? ESTELA'S burrito, chips, and queso. I'll pay you for it. Okay. Let's make this interesting. Bounce off the old Capitol, hit the ESTELA'S sign, to the Children's Hospital, nothing but net. Let's see it. Good shooting, boys. Thanks for lunch. Come on, Dad. Really, Dad?
Definitely.
Monika?
Definitely knew that. Arland, what was your deciding factor coming here? Because you moved to Iowa senior year, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. So I played basically running back and quarterback in high school, and obviously no one really wants a 5'9" quarterback. So most of the places that offered me, which I only had 3 offers, they offered me for running back, and this was the only school that offered me for receiver. So I didn't really want to play running back because chances of getting hurt are much higher than receiver. Chances of not playing that long in the NFL if I do make it. So I think just Coach Copeland and Coach Ferentz and just knowing that he's never going to leave, because if you go to another school, like there's a chance that the coaching staff might leave and then you're screwed.
Dude, that's legit like the exact reason I came to Iowa. Like coaches just want to dip so fast. Like I feel like Iowa coaches, they care a little bit. Like they have their roots here, which is awesome. Dang. I like if you would have asked me the question, I would have like given the same answer you did for sure. That's actually awesome.
So like when you, I don't know, this is just me watching, but like when you come out on the field, like you, Keegan, like the young guys last year, I was like, like watch, they're on the edge, like a big play's about to happen. Like what, lock in. Like do you take that personally? Like do you take that challenge, or is that something you feel, or is that just like me watching as a fan? Like I don't really know.
Like, are you talking about in terms of like
a big play? Like I feel like you'll break a tackle. Like you're going, like Spencer's gonna look for you deep. Like whatever the case, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Honestly, like I'm not trying to sound like cocky or anything, but I feel like anytime I have the ball in my hands, I feel like I can.
No, that was my question.
Yeah. I feel like I can do like great things with the ball in my hands at any time. So I feel like this next year, like now that we have some more experience and now that we can read a defense more and we've kind of grown with Spencer and Alex a little bit more, that we can get more targets and kind of just elevate where we were from last year.
Yeah. Do you have good relationships with both Spencer and Alex?
Yeah.
Do you like them both?
We're probably too close.
Too close.
Too close.
So that's good. I mean, that's good though.
So
you know, you know.
obviously, AB's number 10. I'm number 9. Alex is 8. And Spencer's 7. Keegan's 6.
Yeah.
So we're all kind of like really close, and it's always enjoyable
room,
listening to
all
their
our
conversations. Yeah.
Oh, so you're always like in the locker room.
Yeah,
your
in the
numbers
locker
are
room,
close
yeah.
together.
Every
we
day.
we live with each other too.
Yeah,
Keegan
so-
does too.
Yeah. We're all,
Really?
Yeah, we're all housemates. Yeah. So just me, AB, and Keegan. And
Who's the messiest?
We're all pretty clean.
yeah,
to be
we're
honest,
honestly we're all pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting.
That is so refreshing because I've been
Yeah.
in some football houses that there's definitely diseases.
No, I know like
Just
probably
on the wall.
everybody says that, but like if you guys came to our house, it's probably
Yeah.
like one of
It's
the
pretty
cleanest
well.
houses.
Yeah.
All right, after this, we're going over. We're,
going over.
rating the
Let's do
house
it.
out of 10.
As long as we're invited.
Yeah, we look
Yeah.
after it
Oh,
pretty
I'm
well.
going over regardless.
Can any of you cook?
Me and AB cook.
Yeah.
We
feel
it's
like-
it's kind of funny. I feel like culinary skills don't really go past scrambled eggs and steak and then stuff in the air
Facts.
fryer.
That's facts.
But if someone said, "Do you want to like make a pasta dish?" or something, I'd be like, "Nah, I don't know how."
Only shrimp on the Barbie.
No, I don't like shrimp, and we don't even say that. I don't even know where that's come from.
I definitely learned that in like elementary school.
Like, you want to be Australian so
I want to be
bad.
Australian so,
So
bad. I
bad.
just need something to set me apart, honestly. Okay, I have another like random question. So what's the most elaborate like meal that you guys have had? Because I feel like we're always seeing like after Minnesota, you get the pig, like all that stuff. Like what is the coolest, craziest thing that has ever been done?
I mean, we beat Minnesota. Was it the first time last year? We've beaten Minnesota twice since I've been here, and yeah, walking in there and kind of like seeing 2 massive pigs on the table is kind of a little bit weird, but at the same time, it is pretty cool. But I don't know. Thanksgiving dinner's always pretty good from a food point of view. Yeah, we're looked after really well. Because that's Coach Ferentz's like main thing is like strength and conditioning and looking after us from like a nutrition point of view. But I don't know. That's kind of a hard question to answer.
I'd say my favorite is chicken lips from Gray's.
Oh my god.
Yeah, chicken
How
lips.
often do you guys get those?
Not a lot. Probably
They
like
don't let
once
us
or
get
twice
them,
a
like,
year
We don't
Ever.
get them anymore either.
with ice cream too. So
They X'd it.
barely.
So stupid.
We used to only get it when we had recruits, and we would tell them like, "Dude, it's not like this."
Oh yeah, same
Promise.
thing. Same thing with us.
Yeah,
Yeah, whenever there's a recruiting weekend,
They go all out.
Yeah, they go all out.
All types of food.
that's the
Oh, yeah.
same. We get like French fries. I'm like, when have we ever had French fries? Like literally never.
We get mashed potatoes.
We
It's
get
close
grain
enough.
bowls.
Have
We
we
get
ever
grain
had
bowls and
French
lettuce
fries?
wraps.
No, never. We never.
Yeah, I
will.
don't think I've ever had French fries in the building.
No, hell no. No training table. We get pizza after games. That's probably as like
Yeah,
as
we
good
get
as we do. We can get
every
pizza.
Friday we get every Friday for an away game we get Chick-fil-A, so that's
Yeah,
always
we do
kind
that
of
too.
nice. And then after games sometimes it's Chick-fil-A.
One grilled, one fried, or just grilled,
They're
Just
fried.
fried.
or just fried.
They're fried, aren't they?
Okay. No,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can kind of choose, but everyone goes for the fried. Like the fried runs out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
We got Olive Garden one time. I don't want to flex on you guys, but
We get
otherwise
Olive
it's
Garden too,
lettuce
like
wraps.
post game.
Yeah,
Like sometimes.
Yeah,
we
we
get
struggle.
pizza, but we can't get pepperoni pizza. We can only get
What?
cheese.
Wow.
Like we could the pepperoni, I guess. And like
Oh,
I
more-
like
that's
sausage?
like
one of my
greasier.
favorite
Like I don't
foods.
know. No, like no sausage. You can get barbecued chicken though. Like if there's like a random place to barbecue,
Where
I
do
don't
you
know.
get
It's
it? Where do
so
you
Get
get it?
weird.
protein in.
It's not even like usually it's on the road when we get like pizza because if
Oh,
we're
okay.
here then we'll get like I don't know like Monica's post game meal or something. You know, like we're just sending an order like salad and a steak
Yeah.
or something. But if we're here or Olive Garden,
Yeah.
but like you can't get chicken parm because it's fried, so like, you gotta get like pasta or something.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like if you want pizza, no pepperoni or sausage or like meatball, like none of that, just cheese.
Wow.
It's hilarious.
We don't. Have we ever had pizza?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think we've never had pizza
Pretty
or
strict
anything
on
like that.
It's probably not good either, but I'll take a cheese. Like
Yeah.
if they give it to me, I'll take it.
Yeah, pizza's pretty good.
Or we get like firehouse subs after the game too, or it's
Yeah.
usually like a sub or something.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Typically,
I'm not
Chick-fil-A.
really much of a fussy eater, so
So you eat whatever.
yeah,
All right.
usually.
Interesting.
obviously no shrimp.
Well, I know you're gonna laugh at this, but do you know what a prawn is?
Yeah, it's just like a big shrimp, isn't
Yeah,
it?
so we don't. I would call like shrimp prawn.
Okay.
So when people are like,
I don't think that's
put
bad.
another shrimp on the barbie, mate. I'm like, we don't
It's
even
like, we
say.
don't even do
we don't
that.
even say shrimp in
Okay,
Australia.
noted. I don't know how I know that, honestly.
Oh, everyone
I
says
didn't
it.
know that.
I didn't.
Why
know
have I
that.
heard that? Okay.
I don't know.
I'll dig deep, do some self-reflection after this.
All right, I'm curious about Coach Ferentz, just because he's been here so long. You know, a legend in a lot of people's eyes. Give me like one quality for each of you that kind of like sets him apart, or like one thing that stands out to each of you that you really appreciate about him, or you think makes him a great coach. Just how, handling, like, our coaches, they have to address and handle players, 15 players, 16 maybe, 13, whatever. You guys have like 514.
Yeah.
So I guess give me the scoop.
You want
on
to go
that.
first, AB?
I'd say stability or realness. I think you see like at a lot of schools when you take visits, they'll maybe like lie, or you see stories about coaches making promises to kids about maybe playing, or if they transfer here, they'll get this and this. And honestly, like with NIL nowadays, like you see a lot of coaches talking about like money and whatnot. Like Coach Ferentz will never ever bribe someone or promise someone anything. And like I said, like with stability, like he's gonna be here for a while, so. Probably.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is he just really cares about us from like a personal point of view, and kind of like AB said, there's just a lot of realness and honesty to him. There's no like fake energy or fake juice or anything like that. He's kind of just the same every minute of the day, really.
He's a pretty emotional guy too.
Yeah, really emotional guy. And every time he gets emotional, it makes you get a little bit emotional as well. Like I'm sure that's the same with your coaches as well.
Yeah, no, when he gets fired up, I think some of the times that's why my coach actually is so mad, because he wants us to get mad.
Yeah.
I think that one thing that I really appreciate as well, he just lets people be themselves as well. Yeah, and we were fortunate enough to do like this vulnerability session yesterday as a leadership group, and he even opened up to us as well, and just being able to do that as well just kind of really brought us even closer as well. And yeah, he's just himself, and he makes everyone else be themselves, and we're pretty lucky to have him. We're very lucky.
Yeah.
He's awesome. He'll send us. He'll give Coach Bluter handwritten notes after like big wins, and he'll like text her, and she'll always just be like, "Oh, I love Coach Ferentz. Like he'll open the plane door for me, like all this stuff." He just seems like a class act. I don't really know him that well, but
and that's not like fake or anything like that. Kind of like I said, you see all like this fake juice and fake energy from other coaches around the country, but yeah, there's none of that. And I think kind of like AB said, he's just real and honest. He doesn't promise anything that he can't give you or anything like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Well, you brought up some NIL stuff, so I want to ask like about we might as well plug kind of what we have going on. We just saw the other day the Swarm got started up. Saw you there. That's like the collective, but then we also have the other thing that you guys started, which I don't really know. Like what is it exactly? Like the Iowa City Football Club?
The Iowa City NIL Club. It's kind of confusing. So,
it's separate? It's obviously separate from the Swarm, but like I think some people were a little bit confused about like the differences between like the foundation and then like the Swarm and then the club and then like you know what I mean. So like what is your guys' take on like the current state of football and of
Well, I don't know whether you
here
know,
in Iowa.
Like, but being an international student, I'm not even allowed to like partake in NIL or anything like that. So
Is that like
I don't-
legit though, or like
Yeah, no, that's
like,
like
actually like we
legit.
get pissed?
Yeah, so I don't worry about it at all, because if I start making money off that NIL stuff, they'll kick me out of the country. So, and I'm just I'm a big believer in if you're good enough, you'll make the money eventually. And for me, like I'm only going to speak for myself. I think it's great for other guys, but I think it's almost like a little bit of a distraction. I feel like it's kind of, for me, it's always been football, school, and then I've never really had to worry about NIL. But for some guys, it's always been football, school, NIL. But now I'm a bit concerned that NIL is going to come number one. And like I said, if you just worry about what you do on the field, off the field just takes care of itself. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Hope that doesn't disrespect or
No,
offend
that's
anyone
awesome.
out there.
No, it
You
makes
can-
sense.
You
Yeah.
can make it if you're in Australia, though, can't you?
Correct. So if I went back to Australia, I can do all these NIL deals, but when I go back to Australia,
Yeah. Yeah, that
I'm
makes
just
sense.
Joe Smith. Here you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, I'm just, no one knows me. Nobody cares about me or anything like that.
So you
it's
didn't make
not
any
like
money
it-
off of your T-shirts or those like T-shirts?
I
that
did.
were-
So I made about just under $15,000, but I sent that all off to charity.
Oh, gotcha. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What
That's
charity?
awesome.
It's called Count the Kick, so it's a stillbirth prevention charity. So it's kind of ironic, obviously being called Count the Kicks. But yeah, there's 5 ladies that started a charity that they all lost a child or nearly lost a child, and yeah, they basically started this charity so no one else had to go through what they went through. It's basically an app that I wouldn't say forces women to count the kicks, but it really just educates women on the importance of like counting the kicks in their stomachs so that they
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah. That's big.
I thought it was like a punting thing.
So
when you
did
said
I. I
count the
thought it was
kicks at
something with
first.
football. Yeah.
nah. So yeah, well, I mean, everyone go out and buy a t-shirt because it's going to a good cause.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah. Plug
Somebody
it.
send me the
Hey,
link.
Yeah.
Plug it all. Whatever. What about you?
Awesome.
So like the Iowa City NIL club, like I feel like it's more player led. And the Swarm thing, it's more of like a team. And we have a actually like a Hawkeye alum. He played golf here.
Yeah,
and he's
Brad.
the one. Yeah, he's the one leading it. So I kind of feel the same way like Tory does. I feel like if you play good, like the more money you'll make.
No, yeah. And like we grew up, like all of us, like we all grew up in like the space of, we never made anything. We
Yeah.
never like it was never even it wasn't in our vocabulary, like NIL, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like now, eventually what it's going to turn, like high school kids now, like
Yeah.
I'm obviously a little bit more privy to information that comes in from them, but it's like, oh, well, what am I going to make?
Yeah.
What am I
Yeah.
gonna, that's the
Yeah.
question.
I can't believe, like,
and it's not like they don't mean it as disrespect, but if they're on a team with a bunch of D1 guys and everyone's going on visits and they're getting 6 figures thrown at them, like it's not like we can't compete if you don't have it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like we need to get to a point where we do have something to be able to at least challenge
For sure.
what's
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah. For
because and like
It's just the world we live in
for
now,
us, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's
It's not.
crazy.
It's just
Heading that
market.
way.
It's the market value. Like it's
Yeah.
what it is, and it's like you said. Like and I'm the same way. Like never made money playing, and I never thought I would. But now that we're here, I'll take whatever they give me, and if I can work like on this podcast, on my other podcasts, if I can do stuff with that to make money, that's great. But if not, I was doing fine before. But like I think it's good that we have these things now. And it's like you said, as long as you take care of business,
Yeah.
you'll get paid out through the Swarm, through
And I think if you take care of business on the field, like the off the field stuff is just gonna
Take care of
continue to
itself,
grow and grow and,
Yeah.
and take care of itself.
For sure.
no, definitely.
Because the Swarm is for you guys too. I forgot. Like it's
Yeah, the
it's
Swarm's for
all
football,
of us.
men's basketball, and
Yeah, it's
women's
for all of
basketball,
us.
like all 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
So did Brad like have a meeting with you guys too?
yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
What
did
do
know,
you-
Monica?
Okay, to be fair though,
Well, you're about to get paid, so
I had class during that meeting, so
Oh,
like
gotcha.
Coach literally told us, she's like, "You guys can go to this." I'm like, whatever." So yeah, before this, I actually asked Connor like what that was and
Yeah.
stuff. I just kind of this is like messed up, but sometimes I assume that women aren't like in it, stuff like that. But that's awesome. I love that. About to get paid. That's dope.
there you go. Like
Yeah.
you came back for a 5th year, huh?
Yeah,
Did you
sure.
ever think about not coming back for a 5th year, or?
There was like 2 days where I was confused about it, and then after that, I discovered pretty quickly. But I had like a week to decide. Coach Splitter gave me like, "We're gonna start recruiting other posts if you don't want to come back," and it's just like, why would I want to leave? Kind of. This place is awesome to me. So.
Yeah, like I said, it beats working, so stay here for as long as you
True.
can.
True, really true. Yeah, the NIL thing has been kind of weird though. I agree.
Yeah, it's new.
I think, I just feel like football. I feel like we see NIL affecting football so much more than any other sport. And correct me if I'm wrong, but like nobody in women's basketball is going anywhere because of like NIL deals. So I just feel like you guys kind of are like lead the charge in the changes that are going to happen. So it's interesting to get your take on it.
I mean,
Caitlin.
yeah, I guess, but
Yeah,
you do
Caitlin.
have that girl
Yeah.
by the name of Caitlin Clark.
I know
feel like
she
she's
does,
probably
but she
doing
didn't
pretty
come to
well.
Iowa because of NIL. Like,
Yeah, that
wasn't
is
even
true.
that wasn't even a thing. Yeah, she does, but it's like insane how humble she is about it all. Like that's not something that's a focal point on our team at all. And she's like doing pretty well, damn well.
It's funny that, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you just focus on that sort of stuff, that stuff just takes care of itself.
Yeah, and we're pretty successful, so
yeah.
just kind of
some of the
out.
money being thrown around is ridiculous. Like, what is it? There's that dude at Tennessee. I think he's still in high school and he's being offered like $800,000 a year for
what is it? Peyton Manning's nephew, Arch Manning.
I guarantee he got 10 mil.
Dude, that's what
Something
I heard.
like that.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
I got 10 mil.
Yeah, 10 mil to go to, was it Texas?
Yeah.
If I'm in high school though, like I'm folding.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
If you offer me 10 million, I'm 18.
Yeah.
Like
Okay, but
immediately folding.
He's getting 10 from Texas and he got offered 9 from Bama and 8 from
Yeah,
A&M.
that's-
Like he
That's
could've
funny you
went-
say, like, if you were
could've
18,
went
you do
wherever.
that.
Yeah.
I'm 19. Like, it's
Okay.
it's funny saying it.
Could've
Yeah.
went wherever.
Damn, that's a lot of money. I didn't know that. Like I said, I don't really pay much attention to it. That's a lot of money.
Dude,
Someone
yeah.
who's what?
And that's
is
what I
he
was saying,
17?
like, kind of about, like, Coach Ferentz. Like, I'm not going to name any names, but, like, I know, like, a lot of times, like, in the portal, too, like, coaches will offer money to guys, too. It's strange. It's not even, like, just recruiting, like, high school kids.
Yeah.
It really
It's the only
strange.
way you can. I mean,
It's how you gotta stay competitive now.
It's not going away.
It's that simple. Yeah. I mean, it's just how you. It's the way of the world.
Yeah.
Give us like one game each of you that like you got circled, like one game you're looking forward to, like more so than any other. Tori, go first.
probably Ohio State. Honestly,
Yeah.
just
Okay.
being able to play there.
I like it.
Because when I first started watching college football a couple of years ago, because I didn't really know like too much about it, but I think Ohio State were playing Penn State or something. It was at Ohio State, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is a college game.
Yeah.
I was like, that would be crazy to play there. So that's probably the one game I'm really looking forward to, and I mean it's Ohio State.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of big games on the schedule, like Michigan at home, Iowa State at home, which is the first time we've played them in, I think, is it since 2018?
Yeah.
So,
2019.
yeah, there's a few big games, but Ohio State for me, that's what I'm really looking
Yeah.
forward to.
I'm looking forward to that too. What about you, AB?
I give you the classic answer of I'm really looking forward to the first game.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah.
Probably Michigan, just because of what happened when we played them last year. And like the Hawkeye Championship stuff that I was talking about earlier, like one of our teams is called the 39ers for the 39 points that we left out there on the field. So
Oh wow.
I feel like that's one of the biggest games we have circled.
What about you guys? I guess you play so many games. You probably
Yeah.
played everywhere, haven't you?
Yeah, no, we play everybody in the league. So
But you play, is it Duke this year?
we play Duke.
Do you
yeah.
go to Duke?
No, we
Isn't
play
it-
in the Garden.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's so hot at Duke.
Really?
There's that thing that came out of like what's his name, Paulo.
Paolo Bancho.
He like sweats 7 pounds off. Like I think I did that when I played at Duke. Like I'm not even lying to you. It's so hot there. It all adds up.
Really?
Well, so hang on, Connie, you're playing in the Garden
Yeah.
That's in New York, yeah.
Duke in the Garden. Yeah, that's a big one.
dope.
That's definitely circled on mine. But we play like our schedule's crazy this year. We got Georgia Tech at Seton Hall, Duke in the Garden, Clemson and TCU in Florida, Iowa State obviously, and then 20 league games. And then we play I think we have 3 so-called gimmies, but those games are never really gimmies, you know, you still got to show up and you got to play.
Yeah.
It's going to be, they're going to be tough. So, but normally you have maybe 6, 7 so-called guarantee games, but that's not this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're
nothing's guaranteed.
All
huh?
gas, yeah, from the jump. What about you? Is your
I don't
schedule
know.
rounded
I'm
out?
trying to think. I'm weirdly playing a lot of people I played against in high school, which is kind of
Oh,
fun.
that's cool.
Yeah, like NC State, their posts I played against, played on the same AU program, K-State, same thing. So I'd probably say Ohio State, though. That game was really emotional last year, and we ended up losing. And that's
Are
just
you playing there or at home?
I think we played both this year.
You play so many games, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, I think we play home and away, and that's just it's fun to play there, but I think we all just felt like we let that one get away more than others, so that's probably the best one. Yeah, but I have a question for you guys. So our teams, obviously we talked about before, are so small. You know everybody, team culture is a thing. How does team culture work when you have a team that big, and how connected do you feel to all the guys on your team? Or do you just have a small circle? How does that kind of work?
I mean, everyone's kind of got their own group of friends. I feel like when you come in with your class, you're obviously really close. But for me, it was kind of weird because I was an older guy. So I first got here when I was 22. I was just about to turn 23. So I moved into a house. I didn't go into the dorm. So I kind of became close with a lot of the older guys that I live with, like Max Cooper and Charlie Jones and Henry Marquise, Ivory. Those were the guys I live with. I kind of hung around with that crew just because they were older guys. But in terms of culture, I think the big thing is like everyone does the same, like regardless of position or like year or anything like that. Everyone does the same. So everyone kind of, like I said, like even me being a punter, because I know it's different at other schools, I'm obviously not squatting 500 pounds like some of them.
Like that one dude, yeah.
Yeah, Jennings.
I want to meet Jennings so bad.
Yeah. I might need a bigger room or bigger studio, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it just comes down to that. Everyone's doing the same. And everyone's just really close on a personal level. And I've said this a few times, and I was talking to someone about it yesterday. I think we don't have like the big name recruits or anything like that, or we've been fortunate enough to get a couple this year. We don't have any like nationwide superstars or anything like that. We've got some great players and things like that, but I reckon we really just win games based on the fact of how close everyone is and how much everyone loves one another. And I think it really like cultures pretty much everything, because you're spending like every minute you're in the facility, you're spending it with those guys, and especially during camp. Camp's a big bonding exercise in itself, I think.
For sure. And I'd say like what you do like outside of the facility too is where you really like form those bonds with those guys. So it kind of just depends on like what you do outside of the facility. Like if it's like some guys like to go hoop, like I'll go hoop at Carver sometimes. I've never seen you guys there. Like I'm trying to get you guys on my team. But yeah, it all depends on what you do outside of the facility, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of us golf. Yeah, like AB said, and obviously most people like to hit the town when allowed and when necessary. So yeah,
it's a good release point.
Yeah,
it's a good release point. Get it.
But yeah, like AB said, I think everyone just it's what you do outside the building, because obviously everyone's there like to achieve a common goal within the building. Yeah, but that's how you kind of build on those relationships, is outside the building, I think. But yeah, we're all really close, and like I said, we win a lot of games just because of our love for one another. I'm sure it's the same for you guys.
Yeah, you can see it on your team though. Like obviously, I don't know the most about football, but like I love just watching you guys like interact. Like that's my favorite part, and like hearing your guys' stories. Like this sounds really bad, but I like watching on TV better because like the announcers like give me your background, like tell me what you've been through. Like I love all that kind of stuff, but I just feel like I don't know, you guys genuinely like hype each other up and like want the best for each other, and that's not, I feel like, the same in any program in any sport. So I think it's awesome to see. It really translates.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I totally agree.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, we don't want to take too much of you guys' time. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
No more Australia.
This has been great.
I gotta lay off, dude.
We can hit those off the air.
Yeah,
for sure.
Sounds good.
But thanks, fellas.
No, thanks.
Really thank you guys so much.
Appreciate it.